NNRG.
Okay, the game today is the Island of Dr. Destructo, which sounds pretty convoluted, but maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll just be something really simple. I don't know. It's tape file, so starting it up. Okay, we've got some garbled mess to begin our loading here. Is it even doing anything? Oh, there it goes. Wait, there's no sound? I don't have my speakers muted, so... Oh, and there's some... Okay, I'm gonna be censoring the top bar. There's actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of text on here right now. I'm blocking out the very top one because it's swearing in a not so nice way. So... Anyways, there's no music on this one, so might as well just get going. Spacebar? Yeah, spacebar. Okay, so what are our trainer options this time around? So we got unlimited lives, sprite cheat, whatever that means, and starting level. Not gonna worry about any of that, so return to start. Okay, so the Island of Dr. Destructo from '87. Originally written for the Amstrad, and I'm trying to... It's actually really hard to read that text at the bottom. Although it's kind of interesting that it's like scrolling it again reversed, but also with reversed letters? I'm trying to think about how that's even possible. Oh, it's actually got the instructions going on that scrolling thing at the bottom. So... looks like basically all you're doing is... Well, it doesn't have it down there anymore. Again, it's scrolling really fast. But apparently all you're trying to do is just destroy targets and clear everything from the screen, from the sounds of it. So let's get started here. F1 for one player, or F3 for team play. Go F1. Get ready. You got some bullet holes. Okay, so... Okay, it looks like I'm the gray plane, and then... Okay, I can shoot. Okay, so basically like one of those flying games. Although I keep shooting things and it looks like stuff keeps coming back. Wait, I don't get it. If you're supposed to clear the screen of targets, then why does stuff keep coming back? Also, I don't seem to be able to get hit? Am I like invulnerable or something? I didn't see any invulnerability cheats or... Wait, what's that? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, I just realized that the planes that are going down are actually causing damage to the ship, which is now sinking because we caused enough damage to it. That's kind of interesting. And apparently I get an extra life. Okay, so next level, I guess going... Oh. Okay, so it looks like I can actually take damage now. Though I'm not entirely certain what constitutes as something that can hurt me and what doesn't. Unless it's just everything. But it's... Well... Because it kind of seems like some things are hurting me and some things aren't, but maybe I'm just not paying enough attention. It almost seems like the smart thing to do now that everything can hurt me is to just keep going in one direction instead of turning around. But that doesn't seem to be working so well. Man, I managed to burn through my lives pretty quickly now that I've actually got the ability to run into things. Yeah, although it looks like I cleared that level. They seem to run out of lives, but I guess I'm gonna keep going anyways. Okay, so level 3, we got another ship. Yeah, that didn't seem like it was gonna last much longer. Okay, trying this again now, and yeah, it doesn't seem like you can take damage in the first level. So I guess the first level is just meant to sort of get you used to everything, let you get some shooting in, see how everything works. Also, it seems like I can only have 3 bullets in the air at a time, at which point you can't fire anymore until some of them disappear off the screen or hit something. So, yeah, it makes sense to have a bullet limit of some kind. Personally, I can't stand it when a game only lets you have 1 shot on screen at a time, because there's no good reason for that limitation on a lot of consoles. Now, something like the Atari 2600, okay, sure, makes sense for there to be a limitation like that, where you've only got 1 shot. Because the Atari 2600, it's like, it's very limited in the kinds of things you can have on screen at a time. But a Commodore 64? Much less limiting. In which case, it really doesn't make sense to only have 1 bullet on the screen at a time. But yeah, going back to this game, it's kind of hard, actually, because you only move at 1 speed. Well, sort of. Vertically, you move a lot slower than horizontally. So it is a little weird in that regard. But at the same time, there's so many things on screen, and in the first level it doesn't matter because you can't run into anything. But in the second level and beyond, you now have to pay close attention to where you're going, otherwise you're just gonna hit stuff and die. Okay, so I've reached the second level again. Let's see if we can just not get killed right away. One thing that's a little weird, though, is when it started me here, I actually had, like... I didn't have a lot of room to maneuver, but as the other planes went off the screen, it sort of changed where they were. It's almost like the planes that come on the screen and then leave the screen are not the same. How do I explain this? So... my plane, when it goes off one side of the screen, it comes back on the other side. But the other planes don't seem to be behaving that way. It's almost like the planes that come on from one direction don't scroll onto the other side when they leave the screen. So it's almost like there's like a buffer going on in terms of how many planes can be on screen at a time. And then as that buffer, as a plane leaves the screen, that buffer is refilled with another plane, and then that pattern just sort of keeps going. And yeah, even being careful, it is really hard to not hit things. Jeez. Okay, back to the second level again. Like, I mean, I have to wonder at this point if maybe it's like some form of copy protection, like maybe the game's not supposed to be this hard, but the way it was cracked into, it's just giving you a lot more enemies than it should. But then at the same time, the game gives you so many extra lives. Like, I'm not sure now. Whoa, that was weird. There was like slowdown there. That was the first instance of slowdown I saw for this game. Like, there hasn't been any slowdown for it until now. Weird. So yeah, you're not really trying to clear all the enemies. You're just trying to shoot enough of them to cause the whatever ship you're up against to sink into the sea. Which begs an interesting question. Why is the game called The Island of Dr. Destructo when you're just fighting Navy ships? That seems like kind of a misnomer. Okay, that was weird. The level just ended without something actually falling and hitting the ship. So I'm not sure what it is that actually triggers the end of the level to go. Because I have noticed that it doesn't seem consistent. So there's clearly some kind of metric being checked to determine when you beat a level, and I'm not quite certain what that is. Oh, I just realized it's been shifting from day to night. It actually just turned to night now. I completely missed the fact that the sun was scrolling across the screen this whole time. Jeez. Yeah, this is difficult. I'm like hammering the fire button to be able to get anywhere in this. I mean, it's a nice touch that what they did with the first level was make it so that nothing can actually hurt you. Because that gives the player a chance to actually, like, get a feel for the game before the difficulty just goes through the freaking roof. Oh wait, there's no roof here. Goes into the freaking stratosphere. Yeah. So yeah, the main difficulty with the strategy I'm employing here, with just going to one direction and never turning around, is that things have a much easier time hitting you from one side when you actually wrap the screen, because your bullets don't wrap. So when your bullet hits one edge of the screen, it does not come out on the other side, and that makes things a little tricky. So yeah, you can see the sun sort of moving across the sky, and that's kind of giving you an idea of how far into the day it is. Like, I'm not sure if that ties into any progression, because it does seem like when I beat a level is not consistent. Sometimes it goes really quick, and sometimes it takes quite a few planes to go down before it actually advances me. Yeah, we're already hitting night this time, and I'm only on the second level. I haven't made it to the next one yet. Okay, I'm actually making some good progress this time. I'm getting to the third level, and I still have a good number of lives left. Not to mention, it does give you an extra life every time you clear a level, so that's good too. So yeah, what I'm doing is, I'm just sort of blindly firing, and just making sure that when I cross the edge of the screen that there's nothing in front of me. And that seems to be doing the trick, at least to some degree. And yeah, I've tried, you can't hold the fire button down, so this would definitely be a game to have a turbo controller for, because I am just mashing the fire button this entire time. Okay, let's see if we can actually get to a fourth level, maybe? Oh, I'm getting shot down quite a bit on this level, though. Don't know if we're gonna make it, but we'll find out. I noticed this level introduced a new kind of aircraft, too. It's like a jet that goes faster than the other ones, but can only take one hit before it goes down. Whereas the second level actually introduced a kind of plane that takes 2 hits to go down. Turns blue when you hit it the first time. Okay, I actually made it to the 4th level, so we're going to at least get to see what this next ship is, but yeah, at this point there's not really a lot more to say about this thing. It's very basic in terms of gameplay. The frame rate's fine for the most part. Okay, I've had to interrupt my train of thought a few times during this recording, because there's been a lot of trains outside tonight. But, and I died. Oh well. But yeah, the Island of Dr. Destructo. This it's not a bad game, but it is very basic. It's a lot harder than it looks after the first level. Actually, maybe it does actually play as hard as it looks even, because there's a lot going on screen at a time. But it's hard to figure out exactly what you need to do to win, because sometimes I manage to beat a level really quickly, and other times it takes quite a while. And all the while, you are hammering that fire button, so if you're not used to smashing fire buttons repeatedly, this is definitely a game where you'd want a joystick with a turbo feature or something like that. And I don't even know if they made Commodore 64 controllers with turbo functions. If they did, this is the game to use it on for sure. And then here's just a little extra footage because I didn't want to end the video on a blank screen that just had text on it.